What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? I'm so happy and grateful, so blessed to be on this call right now. The two speakers that we got tonight are literally going to drop nothing but mad sauce, mad nuggets on this call. I don't want to be in front of y'all long. I see we got haters on the call already. They hating on us already because they already know we're about to get to the next level. So what I want everybody to do right now, if you don't have your camera on, turn your camera on. I need to see y'all face, family. I need to see who really leveling up, who really taking notes, who really getting to the next level. Because I promise you, the sauce, the nuggets, the gems are about to be dropped on this call. So turn on your camera, get your pen out, I need all of that. If you're not lit right now, you got Trader Unlimited. Called out mad trades on coffee and pips, catching mad pips this morning. Got the whole squad eating. If you're not lit right now, we got Mr. Sauce, Abel Melendez on the call. If you're not lit right now, if you ain't got your notes out, then you playing with it. Don't play with it. Hey, look, I'm trying so hard not to just go into mindset right now because I know the speakers that we got about to go in. They about to really kill it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get from in front of y'all. So the first speaker we got is my guy, my man, Mr. Trey the Unlimited. Like, let me tell y'all a story about this guy. When I first met him, he had 23 followers on Instagram. But he was so hungry, he was so determined to make this opportunity work, no matter what I told him he'll do it. Like, literally, it was 3 o'clock in the morning one time. I was playing with him. I said, Trey, go prospect. You know what he did? He got up. He put his shoes on, he put his do-rag on, he put a hoodie on, and he went knock on the door to his neighbor's house. He went knock on every door in the apartment. I can't even invite him to the crib because he always prospecting my neighbors. So when I tell y'all this guy is really motivated and dedicated, like, scratch that. Like, literally, he'll run through a wall to see everybody on this call see the success that they truly desire. Like, he haven't even been trading for a year, but he took everything that the company has to offer. He took all the notes. He was always plugged in, always on every Go Live session, 25 hours a day, watching Go Live to become the best trader, the next I Am educator, my man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Trader Unlimited. Take it away, brother.
What's good, everybody? What's good? I hope everybody having a blessed day for real. And really, I just need you to drop a 333 for my man, Malik Andrew, Humble Faith Focus, really my guy for real. Like, drop some threes in the chat for my guy for real. Let's get it. Yeah. All right, so cool. So notes ready. If you're grateful for this opportunity, if you're ready to get to the next level, I need you to drop some 111 so we can get straight into this opportunity, get straight into these nuggets for real. Let's get it. Let's get it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys, right? Let's get it. All right, cool. We're going to ignore this right now. Like Malik said, called out mad pips this week on Coffee and Pips, and I really want to go over these trades. I want to really show you guys, like, it's just been like a couple of days that we've been really just doing this for real, like doing calling these trades out just in the last couple of days for real. I want to show you guys like the if you were able to stay focused through the whole time about how your trade will be right now, right? So first thing first. So we called out Cash Up, right? We called out Cash Up. Came back to this, it put back to this imbalance, right? Came back to around the 50% of the imbalance and then some, and then we got a rejection out, right? So you see, like, one thing I want y'all to really understand is about how to hold a trade, really. That's the most important thing. A lot of people ask, I come in, like, I'm pretty sure, as I tell everybody, y'all know I came in with like a couple of dollars in my trading account and really flipped that, just kept flipping. And now I went a couple of dollars a day to making a couple of hundreds of dollars a day, right? But that didn't happen overnight. That happened over time. That happened with me learning the skill set and letting the money follow, right? With that being said, really, like, I trade for small accounts, really, right? Because I had a small account. I understand like how it feels to go on a session for real and see a big stop loss that and you can't really even get in it because it's not inside your risk management for real. So I trade for small account. And if you trade for a small account, if you do the same on a big account, you're gonna 10x the whole ordeal, right? You're gonna 10x the whole trade, right? So actually let's get into the first one, really, the one from the day that we called out on Coffee and Pips, was really was a clean setup, really, right? Great clean setup. We're gonna go to the 1 hour. 30 minutes. All right, cool. So first thing first, we see price was sitting here going up. We had a cross of the EMAs going up. Let me take them off just so we can have some clearness on the charts. All right, cool. So we see how price was sitting here going up, right? Price going up. We came up all the way here. We had a big fall to the downside, a push up, right? Create a lower high, right? And then came back down to create a lower low. So I'm pretty sure everybody on this call know that we trade smart money. Us as a whole trade smart money, right? So we know for big players to get into the game, they need liquidity, right? They need money inside the game. And if you ever have a doubt on your trade, just ask yourself this one question: where is the money, right? So where is the money? So as we see how we came up to create this lower high, how we got this big reaction to the downside and coming back up, a normal trader, a normal retail trader, somebody that just trades normal, would be looking for a sell off of this area, right? Not understanding how we have a smart money point of interest right here, right? So with that being said, a pocket of money was sat here and created right here. Just because of time came through and allowed people to form opinions. So one thing about your trade, this was really key to, is how fast does your trade hit inside of your area? How valid is your area for real? Because if your area is valid, prices are gonna poke in and poke out, really. Being truthfully about that, prices just gonna come in and poke in, because you gotta think about it, like when prices just sitting around in one area, the more time it's sitting in that area just going sideways, the more time it allows people to form opinions. The more time it let people to think, okay, what I'm gonna do, am I gonna push buy or sell? What I'm gonna do from here, right? So with that being said, the more time that pass, you have more liquidity being built up, people forming opinion, people that are choosing to buy, people that are choosing to sell, and so on, right? So with that being said, we have money that's sitting right here, and price came right back up, right? You see how we came right past this liquidity area, right? And I actually caught this buy up off of a smaller time frame. Just let me show you guys. Just smaller time frame. Played this little buy to sell to buy right here. Just came back to keep that up there. Really caught this buy all the way up to before we hopped on Coffee and Pips. Let me go back. But you see how we got our smart money as we throw it from our field from the high to the low. You'll see we have that smart money entry dead at the 88%, right? But you know, that's our 30-minute entry. We're gonna dive a little bit deeper, right? We're gonna dive into this candle, right? This special candle right here, our point of interest. So let me delete this off. So normally we have a point of interest. We wanna go ahead. We wanna go ahead and mark up the body. You wanna zoom in on the candle, so you can actually get the 50% of this candle, right? The 50% of this candle. And then from here, you want to drop down to a smaller time frame to get the most precise entry, right? The most precise entry, the smallest risk to the smallest stop loss, the highest risk to reward, right? So 30 minutes, we're gonna drop to our 15-minute, right? All right, cool. We still got a little push up for the down move, still in that same area. Nothing too special, really. But then when we come down to our 5-minute time frame, right? You'll see how the 50 of this candle lines up almost dead perfect with the last push up before the down move, right? Literally the last push up before the down move, it lines up perfectly. So we actually adjust our entry to right here. And then this is what I like the most, right? Entry right here, you know, as we normally do it. Stop loss will be above the highs. We make this green. So you get the most precise entry by going to from your 4 hour, your higher time frame point of interest and diving deeper into that point of interest going on a smaller time frame for real, right? So really from there, as we came back into this area, one thing I want you to really just notice for real, and this one thing I really love, like, you know how I told you earlier, time is a key factor when you're sitting here and actually looking for your entries, right? Like how long the price stay in your area before it let people form opinions whether to buy or sell, right? So as I go over here, you'll see how we came right into our area, right? Right in our area around 7 o'clock. At the end of an hour where price is strong, we all know that price is stronger at the end of an hour, right? So with that being said, one thing we actually put a limit for this. We put limit for this, and when price hit, one thing I really like, if you were paying attention on Coffee and Pips, and you were actually looking at the chart, you would have seen how price literally just came up here and flickered in here, right? Price literally came in here and just flickered for literally a second. We got entered, it was instant profit. No drawdown, literally instant profit. Even though we had our entry right here, price literally enter up right here just because price moves so fast, right? So we got enter for the trade, and then this is where your discipline come in. This is where you allowing the trade to do what it do. You really having faith inside of the trade, right? Because you can sit here and get this perfect entry. You can sit here and get this perfect entry, do all this other stuff, and still, guess what? You can still only make $2 on a trade just because you wasn't patient enough to actually let your money work for you. Like I always say, if you don't let if you're pulling out of trades early, how you expect to let your money work for you if you keep pulling it out the market all the time as soon as you get a little bit up, right? We in here to let our money work for us, right? So allow the trade to do what it do. So from there, we really came down, like really it just been falling all day, really just been falling all day. Smack TP was smack, and that's just TP1, right? So that's just really TP1 because let me see, we do see we were making lower lows and lower highs for it, right? But understanding that we have liquidity to the downside, we came here and took that out. Really looking for to come farther down, really. Hold on, let me show y'all guys this. And I want you to keep in mind what this area look like. I'm gonna show y'all how to actually tie it into the higher time frame, right? So you see how this right here is all these candles coming up, entering and falling down. But check out the 4 hour. See how the 4 hour look, right? What you always hear me talk about is about how valid lower lows and valid highs, right? So on the what you call it, on the 4 hour, this area right here that is that high on the lower time frame is not valid on the 4 hour time frame, because when price shot down here, engulfed this candle, it didn't take 3 candles for us to actually come past this candle. So the rule is basically this. This is the rule. Like when you have a push down and a engulfing candle, it cannot take 2 candles to basically engulf this whole move, right? So when price came in and engulfed this whole move on this second candle, this area right here became invalid, making this the low and making this the high, right? Not this the high and this the low, but this the high and this the low, right? So that's really why we really were looking for this area on top of that, and then we had money. So really everything was really just lining up for real. So I'm not gonna spend too much on this. Shoot, drop a 1-on-1 if you took this trade for real. If you really caught a bag with us this morning on Cop and Pip, if you really plugged in, go ahead and drop the 1-on-1 in the chat for me. Sheesh, we got 92 on the call. Let's get it. I'm gonna go inside the other entries. So, like I said, I want to show y'all guys the power of just plugging in for real, just plugging in, taking time out of your day to actually plug into the skill set, right? So, I want to show y'all this. This is how I flip my how I was able to actually flip my account just by plugging in and actually paying attention to the setups, right? So here on CAD JPY, these are all trades we took in the last 5 trading days for real. Like if you seen here on CAD JPY, we sat here and actually got an entry with a 20 pip stop loss, and right now cashed out like at 200, I believe. Yeah, 200. Euro CAD, right? Euro CAD already on smack TP. Euro CAD is smack TP for almost another 200 with a 10 pip stop loss, right? So meaning, like I said, I trade for smaller accounts. So like smart money allows you to be able to trade with smaller accounts because the entries are so on point or so precise that you're able to actually help flip your account just by taking a normal trade. So GU actually came up. This is where I wanted to emphasize about having actually taking time out and actually letting your trade play out, because yes, we did get an entry and we did come up here, but guess what? We came back down and basically hit stop loss, 1 pip in profit, and that's okay. We're gonna get there sometime. The trade isn't gonna always what. I'm not even gonna say that because we speak life in our trade. All TP gets smacked, but guess what? Like it's either gonna be with you putting your stop loss 1 pip in profit or you hitting TP. Because guess what? Like either when you're up some amount of pip, it's either like you're gonna gain a little money or you're gonna gain a lot of money. But guess what? Be grateful for both because you didn't lose any money. So we're in this business for making money. We're not in this for being right or like having our ego checked, really. Like we're in here to make money for real. Going into EU. EU is another trade. Let me go to a small time frame so I can see it clear. Is another trade. Actually, we had an entry right here and another entry right here, right? So this is where it comes to play at having faith in your trade, right? So we see we had a low and we got a high, right? But price started pulling back. So if you sitting here on this entry and you see price start pulling back, I'm pretty sure some of y'all may get nervous, but don't get nervous. This is where having faith in your setup comes into play, right? So we got a low, we got a high, we got a lower high. Then we came back and actually went ahead and made that higher high for real, right? But guess what? If you sat here and you were scared this whole time, letting the market really play with your emotion, not allowing the market to do what it do, then we got to understand that the market can't sit here and just go up forever, right? The market has to go up, create liquidity, create money so the market can make money as well, and then take that money out just to continue going back up in our direction. So if you sat here and closed out right here, you'll be ending up playing yourself because all price did was just come and take that money out just to come back and go ahead and smash new highs for it, all right? So just off of this entry right here, just by taking a trade, 20 pip stop loss, 24 pip stop loss, you have been up an extra 200 pips just to round that off, right? Just to round that off. And at the most right now, it was like, yeah, it's been 200 pips because you had two entries in here placed, but like this is where the power come in. I want to make sure I show y'all this. So let me go to here. And this is what becoming discipline gets you, right? So say if you have a minimum of a $50 account, right, and you're risking 4%, right? I tell generally people who start off with $50 to start off with 40%, mainly because in order to actually blow your account, you have to take 25 losses, right? You have to take 25 losses back to back to back. I don't know about, like, I ain't never seen us, like, our trading community is so great. I ain't never seen us go 25 L's back to back. Like, no, like, so it's okay to risk 4% on a trade, especially when you're starting off smaller, right? So just by taking, like, I use the PIP calculator for all of this. Go back to here. So make sure, like, you're using a PIP calculator, so you make sure you're using consistent, proper risk management for real. But calculating that all in, I use the calculator for all of this. So if you actually sat here and took all these trades, CAD JPY, 200 pip, you would have made $20. Euro USD, you would have made $20. Euro CAD, you would have made $60, right? AUD JPY from this one, you would have made $15. And CAD Shelf, you would actually made $9 at the bare minimum, right? But guess what? When you sit here and you're actually disciplined, if you realize for a moment, you had a $50 account. You just made $124 with a $50 account. You really just got a 200% return on your investment for real. So you put in 50, and now you literally just sit here and and 2x and plus some your account. So you sitting in your account with $147, right? But guess what? Like, I'm pretty sure all of us know about how we trade risk-free, right? We trade in risk-free, but I'm actually want to actually help y'all switch y'all mindset from this, like, that you're actually losing money. When you stay disciplined and you put in $50, and then now that you up 2 times in your account now, you sit here and take your $50 out. So now you're sitting here in the market with now you're sitting in the market with $124, right? But guess what? You're not just risk-free trading, you're risk-free trading inside of the market, meaning all the money that you made was made inside the market. This is none of the money that you work for. This is none of the money that you invested your time in. This is none of the money that you like really just took time out to join this opportunity for real. So now guess what? It's just like a demo account. Think about that. Like, you know how people always do good on their demo account? Like, they think like they treat their demo account like they can't just really just treat their live account, but understand like the demo account is just like a live account if you do it right, right? Because now it's just like you just made all this money, but guess what? It's all money you made from the market. So whether you lose or whether you win a trade, it don't matter, because therefore you already made money. So there should be less feelings attached to this money. With less feelings and emotions inside the market, I mean, you're naturally gonna see more profit. As long as you stay consistent and make sure you're using the proper risk management. But this is what I really want y'all to focus on. This is the next part, really the key part. If you really look at the total PIP that you just caught to actually make this $124, right? That's a total of 665 PIP in less than 5 days. Most people can't even do that in a week or a month, right? And like now you're able to do this in a matter of a couple of days, right? But guess what? Pretty soon, instead of you popping smaller lot sizes, it's gonna change where you're able to pop $1 on each of these trades. With you able to pop $1 on each of these trades doing the same thing you did, right? Well, guess what? Now instead of making $124, you just made $665 instead, right? So, but guess what? This is the key part. Before you can sit here and make $665, first you have to be able to do this. There's no way you're gonna get to this level if you can't even stay consistent with this level. Honestly, if you're blowing your small account, when you get a bigger account, all you gotta do is blow it. So you have to learn how to be consistent, learn how to be determined, learn how to be actually focused inside this market so you actually see more success. Because trading isn't the hard part. It's a psychology of trading that gets a lot of people. Because the market is meant to play with your emotions so you can actually lose money. But we're smart enough to actually take our emotions out and be a part of that percentage of trader that actually win inside these markets, especially with the platform we're with. Because honestly, we're with one of the best platforms and we're with one of the best teams. So we really got the best of the best. Like you like, if you're losing, it's strictly because of you. You gotta plug in more. That's all it is. You plug in more. In the words of my guy Cordarius, in the words of my guy Cordarius, all you gotta do is plug in. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say for real. Just oh yeah, that's not all I wanted to say. So the last thing I want to say is it's $175 to pay your subscription, right? Like we say, this opportunity is not a liability. This opportunity is an asset, right? Your subscription should not be coming out your own pocket. If you're doing this right, you're consistently making your subscription. You're consistently seeing profit if you just plug in. What I'm showing you right now, they're just 5 days of trading. We got 30 days in a month. So if you're saying if you have a product and you're trading with the products, you sit here getting signals from the squad, you plug it in, copy and peel, and you're learning how to do this by yourself, and you actually being consistent on your own trade, you should have no problem seeing here being able to pay your subscription, seeing here actually getting your $235 back for real. We literally give you all the keys to be successful, but are you actually using those tools to be successful? That's the key part. But with that being said, guys, I really want to let y'all think on that. And then now I want to pass it to my guy. Literally, because of him, I have been able to sit here and pay my college tuition, be able to quit my job in the first 2 weeks of me joining this opportunity. And really just, I want to say thankful. I'm so happy and grateful for my guy, Ava Melendez, AKA Mr. Sauce. So with that being said, I want all of y'all to drop a 333 in the chat for my guy. The guy, like literally, this guy is literally the only person I watched when I first started this opportunity. So all praise to you, Mr. Sauce, and let's get it. Everybody drop a 333 in the chat for my guy. And welcome my guy, Ava Melendez on. Let's get it.
Let's go, guys. Go ahead and drop some sevens in the chat, guys. Fire up the chat, throw them sevens. Let me see them sevens, guys. Right, let me see them sevens in the chat. Go ahead and throw them sevens in the chat, right? Get fired up, guys. I don't know if you guys realize, but, you know, I'm actually very impressed, all right? I'm actually very impressed. Shout out to that boy, Trey. I didn't even know he was really like that. I didn't even know you was really like that, bro. I didn't know you brought that much sauce to the table, bro. So I appreciate for actually going ahead and really providing value, guys. So I hope you guys are excited because he was just dropping some sauce. But what I'm about to do right now is really add a lot of more basics to the equation, right? Because when it comes to trading itself, guys, right, we really have to understand that the market itself is designed a certain way, right? Give me 1 second. Let me shut everybody up in the background real quick. All right, like I was saying, guys, so when it comes to these markets, right, these markets move a certain way, guys. And the things that they do it for a reason, right? And nothing happens, you know, by accident in these markets, right? Everything is fueled, guys, by a certain reason. You know, so when we're reading these charts, we have to be able to really read these reasons, right? And really be able to read the story that the market is really telling us, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just pick I want you guys to drop a pair in the chat, right? The first pair that I see in the chat, that's the one we're going to talk about first. Right, I'm gonna show you guys how simple it really is to really just come to these markets, guys, and really see exactly what's going on, right? So I see Marcia said SPX. Let's go ahead and take a look at SPX 500 real quick. All right, the S&P 500, and again, just give you guys my bias and how I actually break these things down, guys. Again, it's really not complicated at all when it comes to really reading this. It's just all about really just understanding the process that it takes. Right, having a system, guys. If you guys can follow the system, then guess what? You can actually come in and make some money, guys. So when it comes to the S&P 500, very simple, right? The first thing that I do when I come to these charts, right? Number one thing, guys, right, is I always go to the daily time frame. Right, go to daily, right? The reason why I go to the daily is because I want to get the biggest perspective, right? I'm gonna walk you guys really through step by step, guys, on what I do. Okay, I always go to the bigger picture, right? Daily time frame, right? I get people that ask me, hey, well, does it matter if we go to the weekly or monthly? I mean, that's up to you, right? You can definitely go to those higher time frames if you choose to. But for me, I really like the daily, right? I usually just start off on the daily time frame and I work my way down from there. Why? Because top-down analysis, guys, is extremely, extremely important, all right? Top-down analysis is when we come to these charts, right? We focus on the higher time frame first, right? And then we figure out our blueprint from the higher time frame, and then all we do is we work our way down time frames until we eventually get to a point where we actually go ahead and find our setup, and then eventually go ahead and look for possible entries in these trades, right? So top-down analysis, guys, is the number one thing that we have to do, and we start that by going to the daily time frame, right? Now, when we go to the daily time frame, what is it that we're actually looking for here, guys? Right, well, for me, I like to call it the blueprint, right? I'm trying to figure out what the heck is about to happen next, right? Where can we expect these markets to go to next, right? Because if we can figure out the overall blueprint, then we need to keep that in mind, guys, before we actually get to the lower time frame, right? Because now watch this. If I'm looking at this right here, right, I'm looking at S&P 500. And I'm asking myself, okay, you know what is the overall blueprint based off of this whole thing that we see on the screen right here? Right? Based off what we see right here, guys, where would you guys say is the momentum, right? Go ahead and write that in the chat. Where is the momentum, right, behind this move right here? Right? I mean, it's clear as day. It's right in our face, right? But go ahead and write that in the chat, guys. Where is the momentum? To the downside or to the upside? Right? To the downside or to the upside? What do you guys think? Right? Momentum, right? Remember, when we say momentum, look at the strength behind these movements. Right? So let me just break this down. Very simple. Right? Last move we had was this push up, right? But then we had this very aggressive drop that followed, right? Look at how strong this drop is, right? This is a very strong drop, right? This is clearly showing that we have a lot of momentum to the downside, right? Now, again, I'm still figuring out the blueprint. So if we see that we have a lot of momentum to the downside, right? Now we're trying to figure out exactly what to happen next. Now we have to look at key levels in price, right? Now we understand momentum. Now we have to focus on key levels, guys. Now, how do we do that? Right? Very simple. You want to look at where price is currently at now, right? And where price has been, and then just look to the left, right? Look to the left, right? Look to the left. Structure to the left leaves clues, guys, right? So when we look at to the left, right, we start to observe levels, right, that the market has clearly reacted from in the past, right? I mean, we can throw a bunch of little levels in between here, right? There's a couple levels, right? But the point of this, guys, is again, just to really understand that these levels, right, these levels that we're really focused on are the levels that more times than not are going to give us the best possible trade ideas, right? Whether it be, you know, a little scalp off of one of these levels, whether it be a little counter trend trade or a little intraday trade, or whether it be, you know, the actual entry that we're looking for that's going to get us back aligned with the overall trend, right? All we need to do is observe structure to the left, right? Pay attention to these levels when price get up to these levels, and then we go ahead and we take that trade, right? So if we're looking at this level right here, right, I'm asking myself, okay, if I'm looking for an entry, right, on the bigger time frame, the daily time frame, right, I need to look for levels that have the most confluence, right? When you hear people say confluence, right, we're talking about how many different confirmations you have, right? We're looking for we're looking for a few confirmations, right? We're looking for 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 confirmations, right? Because think about it, guys, right? The more confirmations we have, right, the more confidence we're going to have. And trading is all about confidence, right? I don't care how good your trade up markup looks, right? You can be the best at marking up charts, but if your confidence is not there, then you're not going to make money, right? So the more confirmations we have, the better chance of our confidence actually being to where it needs to, so that we actually let these trades play out, right? So what am I looking at now, guys? Again, I'm really interested, right, at these levels that that I'm highlighting right now, right? All 3 of these levels, guys, are points of interest, right, for the S&P 500, just looking at it from this bigger perspective here. Right now, how would I play in? Where would I really be looking for trading from? Well, I'm always going to be looking from the highest levels, right? The ones that make the most sense, right? Even much higher as well. Why? Because I'm thinking outside the box, right? You got to think outside the box, right? Especially when you want to trade these markets, right? That's why I love, you know, everything that Trey was talking about, guys, because he's really teaching you guys the institutional based way of trading, right? He's teaching you guys to look for the traps that the market is creating, right? Because this market creates these traps all day long, guys. So look at this, right? These obvious levels, yes, they're important, right? Of course they are, right? But we also need to be very, very mindful of these levels, because these are also the levels that are probably going to be the most manipulated, right? So if I'm looking for like a move, right? If I'm looking for a next bearish move, and I see that we're in between, right, pretty much like this big old range right here, right, where the market is just in this level. Every time it's in this level, it starts just going sideways, right? I'm asking myself, okay, which one of these levels makes the most sense to take a trade from if we are looking for sells? And if we are going to be looking for sells, right, are we going to be looking for sells for the long term off of any of these moves, right? And for me, guys, I don't see no long-term push just yet from any of these levels, right? But that does not mean that we can't catch no trades off of that. Remember, we're on a daily time frame right now, right? So you could have easily caught this little sell right off of this level right here if you've seen the rejection, right, and just wrote it down to structure, right? That's completely fine. But again, understand, guys, that off the bigger picture, right, in my opinion, I still feel like we have a little bit of space to go to the upside, right? Because I feel like now, since we're at these obvious levels, think about it. Retail traders, what are they going to be doing, right? They see these obvious levels and they already making decisions on whether they want to jump and sell, right? Buys or sells, right? Without even doing the real detailed analysis that's really needed when it comes to trading, right? They're just looking at support and resistance because, you know, their trader, their mentor, right, said, you know what? Anytime the market gets at a resistance, man, just sell it. All right. And now that we know, guys, especially anybody that knows institutions, right, we know that those are the things that are the most manipulated, guys. So again, yes, you can take these little trades, right? These little reactions from these structure points, right? Like if price spikes up to here, guess what? Right? We can anticipate another reaction, right, off of this level over here. Why? Because it happened in the past. Right? Every time price came up to this level, we've seen these pushes down, right? So why would we expect anything different if the market repeats itself? Right? So if we expect this thing to come up here, then yeah, right? That could be another potential trade to the downside. Right? Now, if I'm looking for the overall sell, though, again, I'm thinking much higher. Right? Everybody and their mom, right, that trades Forex, right, that has learned how to trade Forex based off retail stuff, right? They're all going to be looking for the long-term sell off of this level here. Why? Because again, they're gonna be like, oh man, inverted head and shoulders, that's a level of strong, whatever they'll say, right? They're gonna make up some type of excuse as to why this is a valid trade, right? Now, can it actually sell off from this level? 100% it can. This market can do whatever the hell it wants, right? We have no control over this market, right? All we have to do is figure out setups, right? We have to manage our risk, right? We have to figure out the probabilities and you just deal with the consequences afterwards, right? But for me, again, I'm all about confidence. If I'm looking for trade ideas that I can have confidence about, I just do not feel too confident to take a sell and expect it to ride all the way back down to the lows, which is what I'm anticipating for the longer term picture of this. Right? I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, right? This is some sauce right here, right? So again, for me, I'm not going to be looking for the overall sell-off from here. I'm actually going to be anticipating the market to go much higher, right? Come over here, retest these levels of structure right up here, these levels. And then from there, when it finally clears out, right, all of the people that have been trying to sell in this range, right, when it finally clears out all those people and we spike up much higher, when everybody's now probably looking for buys, that's when we go ahead and turn around and get back into the bigger move to the downside. Again, we cannot fall for the traps that the market is going to create, right? We cannot fall for them, guys. And since we see all these levels of structure already in the past created, then guess what? That's telling us that those are levels that the market can come back to and start setting those false traps off of. Now, again, as you grow with experience, right, as you grow through this actual process, you're going to be able to literally take advantage of every single move, every single wave, especially if you're looking at it from the bigger time frame, right? So just trust the process, guys. It's going to come. But as of now, right, if you're learning, if you're brand new to this, right, then it's going to take some time. And you got to just have patience with it. But I promise you got to just think outside the box when it comes to trading, right? Observe the obvious areas because obviously there's still levels we want to keep our eyes on, right? But always look for the next level, right? Always look for the levels, guys, that most people are not anticipating to get touched to, right? Because again, the ones that usually give us the best reactions from are the ones that most people are really not even paying attention to, right? So for me, I expect this thing. I wouldn't be surprised at all, guys, if we did go ahead and extend higher. Maybe even come up to these levels up here around 3,200 for the S&P, and then from there, we could probably go ahead and see, a nice little sell-off to the downside, right? So very simple, not complicated, right? That's my blueprint, guys. I spent this entire time just talking about one time frame, right? Now let's get into the sauce, right? Watch this, right? Let's go to the 4 hour, right? Now, as we go down a lower time frame, guys, this is the thing, right? Never lose sight of the bigger picture. Right? That's rule number 1. We cannot lose sight of the bigger picture, the bigger time frame, guys. So as we go to lower time frame, all we're doing now is we're starting to read the price action that is being created, right, by these candlesticks, by the patterns, by momentum, right? That's all we do when we start moving our way down time frame, right? So I'm looking at this time frame here for the 4 hour, and I'm looking at this and I say, okay, what am I actually looking at right now? What has happened last, right? Well, we can see that the market has created this little double top little formation, right? But if you see this little double top formation, like really look at it, guys. Pay attention to structure, right? Pay attention to structure because technically, right, even though this is a big part of a correction, right? But technically, what are we really doing right here, right? Look at this. We created higher high, right? Because it's higher than this high, right? Higher low. This mouse is trash, right? Let's see, higher low, right? Then we have what? Another higher high. Then we have another higher low, right? Then we have a retest of the same highs. So guess what? If we get another higher low right here, right, then that can be the area where we can expect the next push to the next highs, right? Remember, these are the levels, guys, that I highlighted on the daily, right? So yeah, if we create a higher low here, then we're probably going to go ahead and reach for these highs, especially now since we have these equal highs that was just created right on this time frame right here, right? Again, equal highs, right? Where people like to sell from these little double tops and stuff, right? I'm not going to say you can't make money from them, because you can, right? But more times than not, again, guys, we have to think outside the box, because those are the areas that are mostly manipulated, right? So double tops, I see a lot of money sitting above it, right? See a nice little pocket of money. So then, yeah, why wouldn't the market makers go ahead and shift this, go ahead and collect those stop losses, probably repeat the exact process that it just did, create another double top, right? To trap more money up here, right? Just to go ahead and collect that and then get up into the area I'm really interested in. And then by that time, everybody gonna be looking for buys, and they're gonna go ahead and shift the markets, right? Very simple, guys, right? That's literally how this market plays, right? We just, again, have to be, it's the bigger picture, right? The reason why I have confidence in this playing now, even if it does continue dropping from this level, right? Even if it does, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But for me, my confidence is going to grow, right, once we get up into these levels up here to look for that overall bigger sell, right, that's going to line up with the overall trend as it is. All right, so very simple. Let's go to the 1 hour now. Let's see if we can see anything on the 1 hour. 1 hour time frame. I mean, this chart right here is very choppy, so it's a little bit harder to read, right? But what do we see on the 1 hour time frame? You know, we see in this market really come down, really aggressive. It's correcting down into these levels, but look at where we're correcting right into. All right, we're correcting right back into that little level of structure that I created on the daily time frame, guys. Right, so if we come down into here, right, and we're retesting this level right here, which in the past has already shown, right, as levels of significance, right, both of these zones, then guess what? We come back down into here, guys, and we get a rejection, right? We get a candle rejection, right? We get some wicks, right? Or even if we come a little bit lower to try to get that little smart money play down here, right? It's a little last bearish candle, you know, before the spike up, right? We just got to pay attention to it now, right? We see what we want to do. We see the possibilities of what can come, right? Now we just got to have patience to let the market get down there. And then once we get down there, if you know how to read candlesticks, then you can take advantage of it. If you don't know how to read candlesticks, then you're just going to have to weigh out your risk to reward, right? Find an area that makes sense, weigh out your risk to reward, right? And if it makes sense to you, then you take that trade right wherever it is that you're confident about, right? It's that simple. Right here, this is a setup that will be a possible trade, right? Possibility. Why? Because if we get down into this area here, right, I feel like this is just a nice little area of liquidity with all these little gaps, right? These little areas right here, right? Stop loss below these wicks right here, right? Because if it goes any lower than that, then we don't want to be in the trade anyways, because it's probably going to go ahead and go to the downside, right? Remember, you guys got to put your stop loss in a place, right? That cannot be easily manipulated. That's for one. But for two, you guys, you have to put your stop loss in a place that if it does eventually get hit, then it's just a change of trend anyways, right? It's going to be a reversal regardless. So you want to go ahead and just switch, reanalyze the situation, switch your bias, and then go ahead and take advantage of it like that, right? But this is not a bad setup, right? 3-to-1 risk to reward, right? Over here, risk is down below these lows. Take profit is above the highs to go ahead and capture that liquidity, right? Go ahead and capture all that money. Bada bing, bada boom, guys, right? It's very simple. The process, it's just something, again, it's going to take time for you guys to really go ahead and master. Now, let me go ahead and actually see, right, what we talking about with the next pair, right? So this was very simple, S&P or S&P 500, right? This is what I'm looking for. If we come down to here, we could probably anticipate the nice little rally to the upside, right? For a bigger push higher, but then eventually a nice little drop to the downside. Now, I know another pair that was called out was AUD USD. I did catch that one. AUD USD was actually playing out pretty nicely over the past couple weeks, right? There was actually a nice little trade that just played out with AUD USD, right? It was a nice little bearish harmonic pattern. All right, now here we go. Look at this, right? We have this XA, B, C, D completion point up there at the 91%. You know, this was a beautiful trade, right? Beautiful trade, but now the more beautiful part of this, right, is not even the harmonic in itself, right? Because the harmonic is dope if you're able to see it, right? But it's what happened after the harmonic, right? It's the possible re-entry you could have had after the harmonic, right? Because look at this right here, right? With this harmonic, what happened, right? We had this equal highs, right? Spiked up, collecting liquidity, right? With these equal highs. And then we seen a nice little turnaround to the downside. But then look what happened, right? This right here, guys, could have been a gorgeous re-entry, right? If you didn't catch this up here, right, the harmonic in itself, and you didn't catch the capture liquidity, then you could have caught it when the market came right back up, right? Because we're still bearish, right? Look at this momentum. This momentum broke a few levels of structure, right? Broke this level, right? Broke a few levels of structure, right? So that's showing momentum. All we had to do was have patience, right? Come back into our area of mitigation, right? We probably mitigated out of these positions, right? Because again, when we're talking institutional trading, guys, you're gonna have to learn this terminology, right? You're gonna have to learn the terminology that comes with it if you guys really want to understand it all, right? But let me just move this to the side, right? But if we're looking at this level here, right? And we're saying that this candlestick is a candlestick that captures liquidity, guys. I mean, again, smart money concepts, right? Because look at what the market did. After it came back up, came right back up to that last bullish candlestick before it shifted right back down to the downside, right? So again, if you didn't catch the harmonic, right, which was beautiful, and the harmonic in itself had a very, very beautiful trade as well, right? If you didn't catch this, then guess what? You would have had another re-entry and got a crazy sniper entry, guys, just by seeing that little institutional candle right there, right? Institutional candle. How we know that's institutionalized? Because again, look at how strong price was pushed up, right? That stopped out all of these orders, and then it just turned around, right? It just doesn't make sense, guys, right? If there's really this much momentum, then the market will continue going up, but it didn't. It turned right around, came back up, retested that last candle, and obviously you guys can see where price is at now, right? Prices, I mean, they're up around 50 to 60 pips, whoever actually took that trade. Okay, beautiful setup, guys. Now, what do I think can actually come next for AUD USD? Right, what I think can actually come next, let me actually go ahead and go back to the bigger time frame real quick. Because this is interesting, right? Because if we look at this from the bigger time frame, guys, what is really our overall structure here? Let me go ahead and just delete this, everything, right? If I look at something like this, right? And I'm saying, okay, you know, what is my overall structure here, you know, for AUD USD right now, right? Again, read the waves. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? And then the market just started doing what? Just started consolidating, right? What I always tell you guys, right? How do we identify an actual trend is by reading the last swing low and the last swing high of the impulsive move, right? This right here, this last push right here is the last real move, right? Everything that came afterwards is just a part of the correction, right? All of this is a part of the correction, right? So yeah, technically speaking, right, we are still bullish, right, this time frame here, guys. Right now, the question asks, okay, you know, if we are bullish this time frame, right, then where's the next best entry for us to get into this trade? Well, look at where we're at now, right? Look at price, right? Look at price where we're currently at right now, right? Because I'm looking at price and I'm saying if we are bullish, right, if this really is the last significant move and we're about to get ready to go back to the upside, right, does something inside of here tell me that? Well, read structure, right? You guys see the bigger swing? Well, look at this minor swing inside of the bigger swing, right? That also broke structure, right? We've seen the market come down, retest, and then again, even on the even closer. Look at this, right? So we have one big swing move, right? We have another swing move right here that broke structure, but look at what price just did. We had another swing move, even smaller swing move that also broke structure, right? So all of these time frames, all of these little moves are breaking structure, guys. So I wouldn't be surprised if AUD USD just started going up, right, from anywhere around these levels right here, right? So going into London session tonight, you guys know what I'm looking for, right? I'm going to be looking for this market to go much higher for the Australian dollar based off of structure. Now, what happens if we do get below this level here, right? Because this is a level of interest, right? It all depends on how we play off of this level. If we actually get below this level, right, then we're probably just going to correct a little bit deeper, right? But I'm still not switching my bias for the bullish trend, right? We might go a little bit deeper, right? Maybe to come and retest down around these levels, right, before the bigger buy. But ultimately, my bias is still going to be bigger push up. Why? Because we are bullish, right? The only way I switch my bias, guys, is if we actually go ahead and we get below this level right here, right? This black line, right? If price gets all the way down there, then yeah, at that point now we switch in bias and we can go ahead and switch the trend and start going to the downside. But overall, I really like this potential move to the upside for AUD USD. I'm really just following structure, staying with the trend, identifying exactly what's of interest, guys, and then just reacting to it and play off of it. All right, it's literally that simple. Again, trading itself, is really not that complicated, guys. It's just it takes patience, it takes practice, right? Just let me put you guys, onto, again, a little bit of my journey, guys, because for me, when I was going through these ups and downs, right, it was crazy, right? Because back then when I first started 4 or 5 years ago, guys, there wasn't really that many people teaching, right? I didn't have access to 100 different mentors, right? I didn't have, people, like Trey doing coffee and pips every morning, right? I didn't have that when I first started, right? So I went through it by myself, right? I had to go through it by myself, guys. And that's one of the most hardest things to do, right? Learning the skill set to, trying to learn and perfect the skill set by yourself is not going to happen right away, right? You need that guidance, right? You need that mentorship, right? So when people like Trey are hosting these trainings, guys, I know it's not just Trey. Shout out to the other guys that are doing, coffee and pips as well, right? But if these guys are doing these calls, guys, right, then it's up to y'all to really jump on, right? Y'all need to take advantage of all the sauce that you guys are getting from your own direct team outside of Go Live, right? Because think about it, right? We're technically family, right? We're all family on this call, right? So if we got family on this call taking time out of their valuable day to really host trainings, right, then it's up to us to at least be on those calls and listen in, right? At the very least, guys, right? Because especially if you want to build this business the right way, if you want to build this opportunity, right, your people, guys, they're not going to do what you tell them to do. They're going to do what they see you doing, right? So if you want your team to get on calls with Trey, or if you want your team to start actually learning how to trade, right, then guess what you got to do? You got to be the first one on those calls, right? You got to be the first ones paying attention. You got to be the first one asking questions, guys, because trust me, when I started, I wish I would have had that, right? I wish I would have had, people hosting webinars every single day, right? I wish I would have had, all of these leadership calls, all of these trainings that we're doing right now. Right, I wish we had Boot Takeover back when I started, right? If I had Boot Takeover when I started, I'd probably be chairman right now, right? But again, we didn't have all that stuff, right? You guys are positioned in a way, guys, to where if y'all don't see results, you cannot blame the system. You cannot blame the platform. If you do not see results, that's because you did not take it as serious as you thought you were going to take it. And that's point blank, period. Right? We have too many people seeing massive results, guys, in this business for anybody to say that this doesn't work. It works. You just not working hard enough, right? You're not working. It's not us. We're doing our part. We're doing these calls, right? We're taking time out of our days to make sure that you guys are getting the sauce. But again, you guys got to do your part as well, guys, right? So again, it's all about really dedicating the time needed to mastering this skill set, guys. If you can take the time needed to master this, right, then again, you're going to be in great shape, all right? So what I want to do, guys, right before we actually go ahead and wrap it up, I'm always somebody, guys, that I love sharing the spotlight, right? And I appreciate, all of my Louisiana boys for getting me on this call, right? I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to be out there with you guys in a very few, I promise y'all, right? But what I want to do, guys, again, I always share the spotlight too, right? I don't care who it is, right? If you know me personally, and I always try to take the spotlight off of me, and I always try to put it on to other people, right? Especially if I feel like you have value to provide to the masses, guys, then yeah, you need to get your butt in front of the camera, right? You need to get on this camera, right, and start providing that value to the family, right? So what I want to do, guys, just for a few minutes, right, before we wrap this up, right? I actually got one of my close friends, that he's about to just jump on and really talk about silver real quick, right? Because he's been really invested into gold and silver like heavy lately. And he has a very in-depth markup, guys, with silver. And again, take notes, right? This is another special guest that y'all didn't even know was about to come on, right? And this is another special guest, guys, that again has been rocking with me for the past 3 years, right? The past 3 years he's been rocking with me, right? So all the ups and downs I went through, he went through, right? So all the knowledge that I've been able to learn, he's been able to steal from my head, right? So trust me, when he speaks, guys, right, you want to listen. Right, so my brother Ra, are you there, bro? Let me see. I gotta unmute him real quick. Right, this is that sauce, guys. Right, that sauce. I told you guys, we're gonna make sure that y'all get all the value that you guys need. Right, all you gotta do is just plug in, man. Just plug in, and we'll get you guys. There There you go, bro. You there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, family? What's going on? Abel, Trey, I appreciate y'all for, stepping up to the plate and just, jumping off with this call. There's a lot of value that was provided tonight. So everybody should have been taking notes. And if you didn't take notes, I'm sorry for your loss. Just to be honest, a lot of us been in this game for a while, and you should know by now, if you're not taking notes, you're not really looking to see the success that you're capable of. All right, so just to kick this off, like you said, I've been invested into learning learning the market of silver. I actually came across it just going through the pairs, and I was curious about it because everybody trades gold. Everybody trades gold. So the thing that I like about myself is I like to be different. I like to do what everybody else is not doing. So I was doing pretty well on gold, but it got boring. To be honest, it just got boring. I wanted a different market. So I started looking at silver, and I actually caught silver at a very prime point for, some nice long-term trades. All right, so I was looking at the market, and I actually caught this trade back on it's about March 20th, March 22nd. I called this out for the family, the Wealthy Visions family. And, what I seen in the market is, obviously, if we're looking at it, we don't even have to go to the daily, but looking at the daily time frame, get back to the beginning here. All right, looking at the daily time frame, we obviously see that, we have this sharp drop in price, this impulsive move. All right, but by the time I got to this chart, it was way down here. It was down at the bottom. All right, and I noticed that this long wick appeared, and so did this one. So it got me interested. It got me interested in looking for some buys. Now, understanding gold, that thing pays out. 50 pips is 50 pips. You feel me? Like that's good money right there. All right, so looking at silver, I'm thinking that like it's the same opportunity. I could really make a payout off of this. All right, so I looked for an opportunity trade in here. And my biggest thing with trading is trying to identify patterns. Orrin Wright is probably one of my favorite mentors, teachers, educators outside of Abel. All right, my first couple of days within IML at the time, I got an in-depth market training from Orrin Wright in the bathroom in New York City. All right, and he taught me all about patterns, and I've been using these patterns ever since then. All right, so what I seen here, is this. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, and what you will notice in the market is nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. All right, and if it looks perfect, it's too good to be true. And 9 times out of 10. So what I was looking at here is, like I said, we have these wicks. We have these wicks at the bottom. The daily time frame, that candle stopped around here and produced a massive wick. All right, it came back up and produced a massive wick to the bottom. All right, so what I was seeing is, this possibility for this potential triangle pattern. We got our flat bottoms. We have our equal lows down here. All right. Now, we did break these lows, but it didn't create a real new low. We're still moving sideways, and I love a sideways market. My man Keith always talked about the consolidated market creating structure, creating that next move. All right, so understanding that, I was patient for this breakout to see where this, where this breakout took us. All right, and once it took us out to, it actually gave us a slightly higher high. All right, and then it started moving in, a particular pattern, which is a flag pattern. All right, so the flag pattern is going to give you I do believe it's called a bearish flag, but this flag pattern is going to anticipate the next move to be a bullish continuation from the last. All right, so when I seen this, understanding that most times patterns are going to go where they started from. So the pattern started here, the flag. The pattern started here, up here. My first take profit on the entry was right back up at the highs. The second pattern I was playing off of is this triangle. Where does that pattern start? Here. My second take profit was at the high of that pattern. Both take profits got hit easily. All right, and then I had to take profit all the way back up here into what could be, I guess, considered as an institutional level, because we have this gap. It gapped all the way up. The market opened up here, and then it dropped down. From there, we had a slight retest, and then it just impulsed down. So my third take profit was way up here. All right. Now look how the market came down and played around. It just continued to consolidate, which once again, it's creating structure, and it smacked take profit 3. All right, now Trey had said something about holding trades and understanding what market, what the market is doing and what the market is setting up for. And a lot of people would have, even myself, this is something that I've been getting better at, is really understanding that just because I'm heavily in profit up here and then it starts to reduce down does not mean to get out the market. It does not mean to get scared and start pulling positions out. Secure some bag, of course, pay yourself, but let the move play. Let the move play out. All right. Now, another thing that Abel is very good at is explaining how these moving averages work. All right. So once we got to move above the moving averages, we started playing sideways again. And we stayed above the moving averages. So we impulsed back up. We impulsed back up, and we finally hit TP3. All right. Now, mind you, I'm still holding this buy from back here. I'm still holding this buy on one account from back here. All right. But I'm also looking for other opportunities to make money in the meantime. All right. So we open up another account and we look for a counter trend trade. Again, we have another pattern similar to what caused me to get in this market, which is a flag pattern. All right. But I wanted to catch a sell down, and I wanted to catch a sell down because I just had a new student joined the business from Africa, and I was looking to make some money. And this was just, it was too good. It was too good. All right. Like I said, we have the overall downtrend. So what I would do is I'm taking my fibs from the high to the low. All right. This is going to tell me where I'm really looking to take this trade. We bring it all the way down to the low of the wick. All right, so look at this 71%, right where my pretty much right where market is at right now. All right, so understanding that we're at near the 71.8, at the time, I was looking to sell this market. I missed my initial entry. The market, come on. All right, the market came back up slightly and gave us a little kind of consolidation period here to create that next move down. All right, so from that consolidation period, I was looking for my entry off of that. All right, so I focused on kind of this last move, and I think we'll see it better on the 4 hour if I'm correct. 2 hour. Make sure I got this set up correctly. There we go. 30-minute. There we go. All right, so the 30-minute produced this up-down candle. I don't know why it enticed me, but we had these equal highs here. All right, so we had these equal highs that ran along this consolidation period. When the market came down, we had this last up-down candle before it broke down to create a lower low, lower high situation. So what I was looking for is the market to come right back into that level, into my zone, and we clapped that. We clapped that with precision. and the market dropped down. It didn't hit my area of, you know, my total take profit, but my total take profit was just to take the market back up and buy it. It was just to take the market back up and buy it again. All right, so now that we're way over here, you know, I actually got another entry right at 15,080, and we're riding it back up. All right, now that we're in this zone, I'm seeing that we're creating, you know, another pattern, which is a pennant. All right, now this pennant is being created right near my sell zone. It's also being created right near that 71%. So I do know that even though this pennant should anticipate another buy up, we could be making a move down first. All right, now if we break my zone here, I'm looking for a possible re-entry back out, you know, around the 15 level flat. But if we break that entry, then I know we're going to the downside. You know, I know we're going for a ride to the downside, at least back down to 13.9. All right, but understanding the market, understanding structure, understanding patterns is going to take your trading to the next level. It's going to take us so where you can essentially take a swing position and make money in between. Make money in between. I've been clapping this market up and down for weeks now, for months. All right, so, you know, I just wanted to come on and drop some sauce. I wish I had this a little bit more game plan, but Abel said that he was getting on. I seen the link, and I asked him to drop a little bit of sauce for you guys. I'm also very nervous. This is my first time in a long time that I've been in front of 80+ people. All right, so I hope everybody got some value for you. Trey, Humble, Abel, next time you guys want to host another call, get me on it. I'll be more prepared. I'll be ready. I'll have some setup for the family. But yeah, you know, this is what I got. You know, just really understand where the market is at. Understanding structure, price action, patterns, everything that's going to add confirmation so you can take your trades and profit in these markets at the highest capacity. I've had the most success in the last 6 to 8 months trading just because I really took the time to learn and understand the market. And then also confidence plays a long way in these markets. All right, and I compare it to anything in school. I was big in school, so anything in school, if you're writing a test, a paper, an essay, you got to put together a whole bunch of confluence, a whole bunch of evidence to make your paper that grade A paper. Well, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Every time we mark up a chart, every time we go from the daily time frame down to find our entry, to find our patterns, we're just producing a grade A essay. All right, so if you find a market, a setup in the market that you're very, very comfortable with, and everything is lining up and you don't take it, it's just because you don't believe in yourself. I'm going to take my setup every time, and I'm going to pass with flying colors because I did the work. I found all my confluences, all my X factors to make my prediction, my guess complete. I'm going to get the passing grade. So, ladies and gentlemen, just trust yourself, trust the process. Really take the time to plug in and learn these markets, or you're always going to be relied on other people to make your success happen. And that's something that I'm not willing to do. All right? I love everybody, but it's all about me. I got to do this for me. If I can't learn how to trade independently, I can't go out and show the world. And that's what we do. We show the world how to be financially free. All right, I love everybody. I appreciate y'all. Hope you got some sauce. Hope you got some nuggets, knowledge, something from me. And I'll be doing this much more.
Yay! Shout out to the guy, Wealth with Euros. Shout out to Mr. Sauce, Abel Melendez, Trader Unlimited. I know each and every person on this call got some value. I hope y'all took notes. I pray y'all took notes because this call was legendary. Like, literally legendary. So with that being said, I don't want to hold you guys too much longer. I hope somebody had a breakthrough.
Before we get off, bro, I need to hear Trader scream, bro. I need everybody to unmute their mics and at the top of your lungs, let the universe know that you guys are about to be the next 7-figure traders. All right, so get everybody unmuted, bro. Let everybody unmute their mics.
Hey,
and at the count of 3,
I need
everybody.
one thing. Don't play with it.
Don't play with it.
Let the universe know that you guys want to become 7-figure traders, y'all. Let the universe know what you guys want.
All the TPs that hit. That's
Oh,
my
God.
this week. One.
I'm mute everybody.
Unmute yourselves. 1, 2. Y'all can unmute yourselves. Don't play with it, man. Don't play with it. 1, 2, 3.
Like 20 can go on. All right.
So let's go. Listen. On the count of 3, guys. On the count of 3.
I'm about to FaceTime me.
On the count of 3. On the count of 3. 1, 2. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm when you get done, bro.
We love y'all. Peace.
Hey, Michael.